All right. Welcome to the Mailman Podcast. That's MALE man for men after legitimate estrogen free masculine approaches to the nowadays. I'm your host, Dick Colin. And today we're going to get into some observations and things that just came up over a really busy week. So things that I feel like truly matter. And it's going to get weird, son.
Ooh, Mailman Podcast coming to you. MLE man coming to you. Talking about Minnesota. If you don't like it, you can go to hell. Mailman Podcast coming to you. MLE man coming to you. Ooh.
Oh, all right. There's a pop in here, but it was the plastic bottle, so I think we're all okay. Woo! It's another Thursday, and I made it. That's a win for the books. I'm still about 2 podcasts behind, but we'll get there. I've got one planned for a weekend coming up. Not this weekend, not the next one. Going out of town this weekend, going to London following weekend. So should be the end of the month. That'll be pretty cool. It'll be interesting. So I'll have probably some stuff to talk about when I get back from London. Then I'll be able to get together with my old battle buddy. That's gonna be cool. So from basic training in AIT land, for those of you that might not know, military. That's haven't seen that guy since then. So it'll be real cool to be able to talk to him again. Setting that up. So we'll see when that's going to be, but it looks like it's probably going to be like 3 weekends from now. Just because of my schedule. And speaking of, yeah. So I put it on here like what really matters depends on there. It's so stupid. But it's kind of maybe a good segue. Literally was thinking about adult diapers for some reason. And it was like, well, if you need those really matter to you. So I don't know. It's dumb. I'm the only one that understood that joke, but that's part of it. That's part of the what really matters is what matters to you. I think that's the moral to that depends story. But anyway, it's on the thumbnail. Who cares? Then something else that I noticed going in this week was it's been slammed at work, just doing constant interviews, like just all day, every day for the past, I don't know, month and a half now. But meeting a bunch of different people from all over the world, and it's pretty cool that I get to do that. And I didn't get a chance to like think about that over the past like year, I think. Now it's kind of getting into the getting comfortable with the job, and it's super busy now, so I'm really ramping it up as far as like getting after it. And in doing that, for whatever reason, it allowed me to reflect even more consistently. I'm getting this double speech because I have to hear myself. It doesn't work if I can't, because I keep getting the mic too far away, or of course it doesn't do it that time, but it's been doing it in the past. But yeah, so it's cool in my own experience, but I started thinking about like all these people from all over the world. They're trying to get to, they're trying to fulfill this dream, and some of them are coming from like middle of nowhere, like third world countries. Just talked to a guy from Bosnia, Herszgovina, and really, really nice guy. Giving him a shot. He's going on to the next step, which is cool. And I spent some time in that area, ish, yeah, ish. And looking at his place was not that bad, but it was definitely clearly he's in that area of the world. But yeah, he was just like a really nice, friendly person. And I've been doing interviews for a while now, and I've done so many of them. It's pretty easy to like know when somebody's not being genuine. Um, pretty much spot that, like, I don't know, within the first 5 seconds of seeing somebody on screen. And then if you get to meet them in person, which is something that we do still. We're like one of the few people, I guess, that still get to do that. But if you missed anything up to that point, you're gonna know within that moment when you first meet them live. It's just, I don't know if it's like tells or instincts or what it is, but that's certainly a skill now, and I think that is really useful. Backing out of conversations, or backing out of situations, or backing out of relationships, or however you want to label it, whether that's like intimate or friends, or just relationships in general, is kind of what I'm getting at on that one. Backing out, reevaluating, adjusting, whatever that is, because maybe it's a matter of if you're besties or whatever, and you have a falling out or something like that, maybe it's not just a matter of just backing away. Maybe it's a matter of reevaluating yourself and how you contributed to that downfall. So it could be that, but I think that's interviewing people. That's a really valuable skill to get some experience in. And back to the guy from Bosnia, or Nigeria, or wherever else these people were from. Like, it's I'll get back to Nigeria, because that there's some backgrounds where it was like, wow, like that's probably normal where you're at. But yeah, talking to this guy, and it was really cool to give him at least the chance, and because as we're gonna go down today, I don't know how long this will be, but the only thing that really matters, kind of like if you want to blanket, your meaning of life and all that crap, if you want to just blanket all together and you get like one thing that's actually important, best I can gather is that it is the experience that you have, and I don't mean your like level, that's kind of part of it, but the adventures that you have, the experiences that you have, and the way that you remember them, the way that you live them in the moment. I think that's it's the connection of the past, present, and future. It's what led you up to this moment, the moment itself, and the memory of the moment. They're all connected. You're simultaneously in the past, present, and future, like at all times. And I think so. That's that experience, that life experience, just in general, whatever that is, at any given moment, is the that's the jam right there. It's the That's the thing that's really important. Now, what falls under that umbrella of the blanketed, um, your personal experience is the thing that's most important. Um, I mean, that's kind of unlimited, and that's where the depends comes in. It's there are certain things that you need. So obviously that's going to have some value and importance on the scale of what really matters to you. So, for example, you need some kind of, I don't know, let's say medical treatment. There's no other options. This is it. You kind of need a doctor. That's what really matters. But in order to pay that doctor, what really matters is the insurance, the money, the whatever. It kind of goes down through the line. So you have to backtrack. So you find that umbrella first, and then there's like little umbrellas within that until you get to the point of the thing that actually matters. So, I mean, if you were going back to the doctor thing, if you're terminal, you're dying. That's we're all dying in a sense. Yeah. It's true. We all have that cancer of death. Sometimes it's sooner, sometimes it's later. It was hard to say with this echoing in my ear. But that's kind of that's an umbrella. That the death umbrella. So now it falls under that as far as like legacy or maybe not even legacy. Maybe something smaller, just knowledge. I mean, not that that's small, but it's gonna depend, like the underwear. So it depends on your experience that I don't know that you've had, your experience that you're having now, and this experience that you are going to have. But I think what goes in that is also your experience that you want to have versus what you need to have, and that's the it's all like wrapped up into one experience. It's just a matter of how you remember it, how you're living it, and how you going towards going in it, maybe going through it. There we go. Like because you're not quite at the point until you are able to remember it, which is kind of interesting. So talking to this guy, and it's like, maybe he makes it all the way, maybe he doesn't. But he's trying to have that experience, and I think if he gets the opportunity to do that, then there's another now it's like the getting to that moment is in the past. Now he's going to be in the moment, and it's a matter of like, how does he use that is really going to be what really matters. So if he goes to, as kind of goes into hearing somebody else's complaint about going to other countries, and it's like your experience in that adventure is based on how you want to be in it, and then maybe how you want to remember how you were in it, because if you go to another country, it's pretty common for at least people from the US to do this and think about it like this. It's like you talk to somebody, or you try to talk to somebody, and they're just like, no, I'm good. Or they just kind of turn away, or they're too shy, or whatever that is. And or maybe they get angry and like, why are you talking to me? Or they say something, whatever, and you take it as like, oh, they're just being racist, or whatever it is. It's like, well, so what? If that is true, who gives a shit? You don't have to deal with it. You don't have to stay there. They're not like attacking you. That's a different kind of hatred there. if it's the kind that you can just walk away from, then that's on you. That's that's your fault for having a bad time, and you don't have to do that. You can make the experience the way that you want it to be. So if that's how you want to be, then I gotta be honest with you, you've got way more problems in your home country going on for yourself than you do in other countries. So just you gotta fix that first before you start going abroad, because it's different. You gotta know that it's gonna be different, and you just kind of take it in for whatever it is, and it's kind of along the lines of when you look back at like a horrible situation that you were in, where it was just like that couldn't have been any worse outside of like me actually dying. And you look back on that situation, and it's like hilarious now. It's I think that's one of those things, you're remembering it fondly, even though it sucked really bad. You see, I think I watched this like not too long ago, but it was like the wheelchair skateboarders, or whatever I'm not sure what you call that, but wheelchair X Games style people. So they lose their legs. They used to skateboard or surf. There's something like that out there as well. And there's definitely a guy out there, or a girl, whatever, in that same boat that's just sulking in it. Ended it, whatever. Is just getting fat and just super down about everything. Just everything sucks, and nobody wants to be around them. And it's not their fault that they don't want to be around them. But then you have the other guy that's doing extreme sports again with a wheelchair. And it's that guy clearly went a different route. I'm sure he had that moment of despair and trying to get over. Sorry, I'm like trying not to burp in the microphone. Just drink some water and nuts. Damn it. But yeah, I'm sure obviously they went through the pains and the suffering of it, and maybe they don't look back on the that situation as like hilarious, like I was talking about before. But they've clearly found a path. It's not a problem for them. They're still doing technically what they want to do. Other people, maybe that has to do with like selling things in the, like if it, let's just use the skateboarder as the guy. There might be another guy, I'm sure there is. Actually, I think there is. Now that I remember, where getting to the sales part of it, so you're still connected to that thing that you love, and that's the looking back and still being, you're connected to the experience, and but you're making it work for you, in that in this moment now, into where you're going with it. And it's kind of you're in a lot more control than you think. And what you're going to do with that control, that's the in a sense, that's what really matters. But it depends, like the underwear. It's like what really matters to me is Metamucil. Sponsor me, because I use you every day, and I'm an advocate. If I don't use Metamucil, it's not so clean streets, as they say, or streaks. It's more of a, well, it's a bit of a mess. Let's just say it's like the beginning of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which leads me into the the media part. So I, I don't like, aside from the guy shits on screen, like and it's like, it's a rough shit that he does not have Metamucil in his stream there, because it is just blah, 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 blah. Oh, oh man, it is not a Randy Marsh kind of poop. It's pretty bad. And it's within like the first, I don't know, 3 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, because there's kind of like a here's where he is beginning, which is it's a great show so far. I'm however many three episodes in, because they're doing it smart by releasing it like every week versus like all at once. Talking about what really matters is the hype, building it up. You got a good enough show, people are going to come back. If you don't have a good enough show, you probably released it all at once. So just keep that in mind as a viewer. If they release everything all at once, you might be in for a shitty show. More than likely, because they don't have enough faith in it to keep you interested week to week. So they want you to just binge it now. But Night of the Seven Kingdoms, sure, Game of Thrones, the new one. It's really good. Like, it's straightforward. It's interesting. The character is like, he's perfect. Like he's so different in this world, and I think it's great that it's come out after Game of Thrones, after House of the Dragon. It's like, it's still in that realm, obviously, because it's still that storyline. It's just a really different way of telling this kind of story for this character. It's really streamlined. It's clear what the goal is for him, and it's so hard to find that these days. I'm looking for, I should say, reviews on the Fallout Season 2, and is anybody even talking about that show? Like, it just fell off the face of the earth. It's like, I didn't even know it was like on until it was gone, and that was releasing like weekly, I want to say. So at least they had some faith in it, but yeah, I didn't even know it was a thing. And then looking at some of the clips, it does not look good. That looks way worse than the the previous season, and I have not been able to get past episode 1 in the first season, so I can imagine what the second season is going to be like. But you know, that's so convoluted in what's going on. It's not streamlined. There's just too many things to think about, to worry about, and they're trying to compact it down into as, like, I don't know, as dense as possible, and it's like, in not a good way. But this one, it's like, there's other stuff going on, like on the sidelines and things, but it's you're really just following him. You know, it's really close to the main character, and it's so refreshing just like to watch something that, like, I can just follow it without asking a bunch of questions, like, wait, why is that guy here, or what happened to that guy, or you know, what are they even doing? Like, what's the point here? You know, Superman, I'm talking about you, James Gunn. You suck. But yeah, back to the poo. Anyway, so yeah, dude just straight up, right? I mean, he's behind a tree, but his ass is out there, and he's like a giant dude. He's got to be, like, because he even looks it like. So I'm sure it's not like camera or anything. He's just a big dude. It's got to be like 7 foot or something, like 6 something at least. He's huge. And he's just a big dumb dude. Like, but like he has a dream. And I'm rooting for him. Like, really, really want him to succeed. And but I think maybe, like it doesn't really make like it doesn't really matter that he's taking a dump on screen within like the first couple of minutes. It's kind of jarring at first, but if I remember correctly, I have to go back and look. But I think it was like during at the time that where it was like, I don't know if it said Game of Thrones or just said Night of the Seven Kingdoms or what, but it was like the theme, if I remember correctly, for Game of Thrones was going on. So it's almost like he's shitting on how shitty that show ended. So I don't know. I'm assuming that's why that's there. But that, that could be me just filling in gaps and remembering it differently. So that's also something that really matters is your accuracy of your memories, because your mind is pretty creative. It's good at whining and dining and terrifying. So yeah, I don't know. I have to take a look at it again. I think I'm gonna do a review on it, because it is, if it maintains the pace and the I don't want to give anything away because I think you should watch it. But it is there's definitely some gore. There's definitely some nudity, but it's not like I don't want to say it's normal, but it's like it's just kind of there. It's not like Game of Thrones yet. It's still got some time, but it's definitely a lot more into the like what's going on with this character. I will say, like, there's an old man. I don't know if this is like fake or not, but dude hangs dong, and it is like swinging past your knees, like, for real. It's just long, bro. It's that's a long dong, man. So it's like can you get hard when it's that long? Like, is there enough blood in your body to like get it hard? It's so big, man. It is insane. Like, that's like was that old YouTube video when that dude came in the door and that dog was like, ah, got all angry and like bit his dick. Like, was like hanging on it, and he's like, ah. See, that's back in the day. You could actually have that crazy shit on YouTube. It's like the Wild West. I'm pretty sure it was YouTube. I just remember seeing it, but that was pretty funny. But that, if my memory is accurate, which it might not be, that dude's wasn't as thick and girthy as this one, man. I mean, it's there for a while. It's long enough. He takes a piss, everything. It's like you gotta watch it just for that. I want to say that's the first episode. And I kept thinking, so this isn't giving anything away, but I kept thinking, like, every time this happened, so he's like trying to like see if somebody remembers him. So the old man is like his he was the knight, and the main character was the squire of the knight, so the old man. And so the old man like taught him all these things, and it's kind of I think he's being genuine, but I'm not 100%. It's possible he's like inflating or like making the old man to be out better than he was, but I don't think so. I think they're just playing it straight on that one, but it's possible I'm wrong. But so every time he talks to somebody to see if they remember who the old man was, and he's like trying to explain, he's like, oh, he fought for you at this point, and he got wounded or something like that. And I'm like, why don't you talk about his big fat dick, bro? like I guarantee you they're gonna be, oh yeah, I remember him. Like, that dude had a big dong, man. Like, it's like, and he goes to like, I don't know, at least like 5 people, and he's like, do you remember my what the hell do you call that, mentor? Yeah. Do you remember my mentor? And they're like, no, I don't remember that dude. Sorry, there's a bunch of people on the battlefield, a bunch of people in the unit. It's like, just big dick, bro. Just say it. Dude had a big dick. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not that common. Not when it's like literally past your knees. Like, but not in Seven Kingdoms. So for the one guy that just joined me in the chat, that's what I'm talking about. And the things that really matter, like it didn't matter that he had a big dick, but it was there. It's funny. But what does matter when it comes to TV and movies is exactly what they're doing right in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms is they're streamlining the story. Really, it's not just because it's easy to follow, but there's no fluff. It's just, this is what's happening. It's happening to this guy. And the character itself, it's you know where he's at the beginning. You know what he wants within, that first few minutes there. You know what he's really trying to accomplish. And now you see him struggling to do so, and you just keep rooting for him. It's a very, I don't want to say he's a hero yet, but it feels like he's a hero. Like he's the underdog for sure. Even though he's a massive person, you can tell like there's moments where he's watching the other people that aren't nearly as big as he is, but they're a lot more experienced. So he's like, oh shit, like this is I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing here, and he's questioning it, but he's still going forward with it because he's got nothing. It's like this, going to this tournament and winning the tournament, that's it. There's nothing else. He's giving horses away. He's doing all this stuff just to do this thing, and it's so much better than all of the things I've been watching recently, or trying to watch, it to say, like that stupid Superman, James Gunn. Yeah, you suck. That movie was terrible. And it's like, none of that makes sense. There's nothing clear. None of the characters, like, there's no development. We'll start there. And it's unclear what anybody wants to happen, and it's unclear what is actually happening in that freaking movie. It's so bad. But Night of the Seven Kingdoms, outside of the immediate dump on screen to, I think, shit on the Game of Thrones ending kind of response there, and but the storytelling is it's up there. It's really good. It's definitely something you should watch. But get into some other things. What really matters. I talked about the guy from Bosnia that I was talking to, but I get a lot of people from Nigeria, and well, man, good God. Speaking of people that don't have anything, the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms there, he's got nothing. They're doing interviews from, like, I mean, it looks like blown out buildings and stuff. It's crazy. And, it's what really matters. It matters that they're trying to get something better for themselves, and they never talk about, some of them do, but most of them speak pretty highly of the place that they're in, even though they know it's better. The grass is greener on the other side, which is why they're trying to get, out of there, and build a life for themselves, make money, and so they can send it home and have this great experience abroad, and like stories to come back with. But looking at it, and it's just like, I'm doing these so often, so throughout the year, and then it took like the busiest time of the year for me to actually be able to like pay attention and reflect on the environment that they're talking to me from. And it's just like, I'll just say, people don't smile, and they're not as happy to see you. Not putting down people from other countries, because they're excited about the job and all that stuff, but no one is as happy to see me as the people from these African countries, where like they're in a building that I'm not sure if there's a roof in that building, and it's like there's certainly what used to be paint on the wall, but you know, they're so happy to not just you know, the I'm gonna get this job, like that kind of happy. They're so happy that they even have the opportunity, like they got that far to like where I wanted to actually talk to them, and they're just so appreciative of that. And like I said before, doing so many interviews, you get to know pretty quickly when people are being genuine. There are some people in those areas where it's like, oh yeah, you're not what I'm looking for. I just got to get out of this interview. But for the most part, you know, it's they're just really happy to just have the chance, and I hope that doesn't go away. So you know, not everybody's going to make it. So the ones that don't, you know, I hope that they continue to look and have that drive and appreciation for the opportunity to be able to do something better for themselves. And that's you know, that's what really matters is are you trying to not get away from the situation or get out necessarily, but are you trying to just be better off than you currently are? You know, whether it could be just better you individually, but are you trying to make things happen for yourself? And you know, I think it was just really inspiring this week to like think about that. And you know, how many thousands of applications we go through, and you know, the small percentage of those that actually make the cut to get that first interview. And then out of those, the people that actually like come to the interview, that's another thing. You know, it's like if you can't make an interview, that's the one thing I'll say about the, you know, they might be less what do you call it, less successful in those areas, but they're like they read the email that I send them accurately, so they give me the right information. They're communicative, like they'll respond with, like, for example, like they can't make it, they'll let me know. You know, so they're not wasting my time. You know, more often than not, they definitely have those people as well, because that they're everywhere. You know, assholes are everywhere. But you know, it's I've had more. It's like, you know, it's like they're you know, in a hospital or something, and it's like, you know, you're getting through other people, but it's like, you know, I got an interview in 4 weeks or whatever. It's not that long, but like 4 days, and it's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. It's like, can we reschedule? And it's like, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's fine. It's not like the 10 minutes before, like I get sometimes, if I get them. And then the ones that just don't show up, and it's like, well, how do you think that's going to be if you try to, you know, apply again? Like, so that's really what matters. I think, well, a lot of things that we'll talk about matter, but the experience that you're going to have for yourself, are you streamlined? Reason why I brought up the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, not just because it's a good show so far, but you know, are you streamlining the things that you want to do, and are you just doing those things, or are you taking on too many things, which I certainly am. So I think it's starting to slow down a little bit to kind of get that together, but it's definitely been a problem, at least for the beginning of this year. I think that's why getting through, there's some obstacles that kind of knocked me over the head and said, you need to reevaluate and slow down, focus on what really matters. And at the moment, it's momentum, consistency. A double speak in my ear. I wish I could do this without actually listening to myself at the same time, because there's a delay. But what really matters is that I can make sure that I'm actually vocal on the mic, because if I don't, then I can't hear when it goes out. But yeah, keep the momentum going, making sure that I'm, you know, unless it's absolutely impossible, which it probably will be next week when I go to London. So that's going to be I'm going to be on a plane in the middle at this time, so I won't be able to do it then. But I just got to pick that up on a different weekend or something like that. And just making sure that I'm consistent in posting at least live, and then the shorter clips as I can. That's what's important. That's what matters right now. What's going to matter later, as the momentum builds, is going to be who knows? It depends. Like the underwear. um, I think what you experience is the umbrella of the things that are most important, the things that matter, and then what falls under that. There's other umbrellas to that. So you can take work. You got to separate it all. So work has its own umbrella within the experience that you're going to have is what really matters. How you interpret that experience, how you're living that experience, how you're going forward in that experience. All that's connected, past, present, future, all in the, simultaneously happening all at the same time. You're everything that you're experiencing now is technically the past by the time you remember it. Everything that's happening to your future is happening so quickly that it's already in the past by the time you realize it's coming and it's happening. So it's like you have to take your experience as however you want to go with that. So like I was talking about with the person going to another country, and it's like, oh, they were mean to me, so they're racist. They were mean to me, so it's totally their fault. It's like, well, maybe. Who gives a shit? It's your fault if you have a bad time in that country because you hung around. It's more often than not. Too often, I'm not sure why I said that, but anyway, maybe it's right. It's fine. But more often than not, when people talk about these bad experiences they have in other countries, or like, whatever, I guess in general, it's usually because they kept hanging around. Like, it's like, just if there's crazy people, there's assholes, just go somewhere else and then make that experience what you wanted it to be. And don't have too much expectation on the country. It's you're going there, like, out of your own volition. Is that the word? your own whatever. You're going there on your own. That's you've made that decision. So you got to take it for what it's going to be when you get there. And it's cool. You can make plans and like things like that you want to see, but I honestly think it's more of it's better that you just go and kind of figure it out as you go along. And I think that's a great way to be able to have that experience be the thing that matters. You know what I mean? Because if you plan, you have an expectation for what that experience should be. And if it's not, then, it's what really matters to you is now this whole of an experience that should have been, or that could have been, rather than just making the plan of getting to the location. So whether that's a country, if it's a city, or if it's a I don't know, theme park, whatever, just make that the plan, and that's it. The way that it's kind of leading into Disney is going all over the place, but how they have, at least in Orlando, I'm not sure if it's all Disney's, but you have to have an app apparently. I haven't done this yet because I'm not gonna deal with that. If that's the way it is. But you gotta have to have an app. You have to schedule in advance the rides that you're gonna go on. There's no magic. There's no what do you call it? Spontaneity. There's none of that. That's the great thing about being in a place that's like theme parks are a great example of like this. You're literally going into fantasy, like, and you just can't do that in the regular world. You can't just like bounce around randomly to these really cool like VR and roller coasters and all those things like that. You got to go to this place to go do that. And it's like the same thought I have when I go to other countries or other cities. It's like you can be in your apartment or your house anywhere in the world, but you can only be in Japan in Japan. You can only be in Germany in Germany. You can only be in Disney at Disney. And you got to think about it that way. And that's the thing that really matters. It's the plan to get to the place, but what you're going to do in that place and the experience that you're going to have. It's if you don't have any expectations for it outside of just getting there, because sometimes that's the fucking battle is your car breaks down, run out of gas, whatever, pop a tire. Yeah, you got to get there. But if your plan was just to get there, then whatever time you have, if something happens along the way, you're there. You get to, like, it's now that getting to it probably becomes like a laughing moment, like a funny thing that happened versus a terrible thing that happened because you didn't have any expectations as far as like once you got to the location. You know, just do that. Just plan to get there, and then your expectations should be, I'm going to go do stuff. And whatever that stuff happens to be, that's the experience. I think that's the best way to, really get the most out of, not just life, but, anything that you're doing at any one particular time, even if it's work, having the expectation of just getting there. You know, how many times you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I don't want to go to work. It's like, well, that's probably gonna be a shitty day, because you're expecting it to be, and if it doesn't meet that expectation, now you've actually disappointed your pissed off, I don't want to be at work expectation, and now you're left with this, well, I can't believe that was better than I thought. You know, whatever whatever that is, just have the expectation that I'm going to work today. That's it. Whatever happens, and just deal with it that way. So, yeah, the thing that really matters is the experience and the umbrellas that lay underneath it. So get out there, get out of your house, get out of your apartment, go make some things happen. Try to make things better by planning to get places, and when you get there, to do things in those places. You don't have to know what they are, just as long as you do them. And that's it. You know, wherever you are, however bad it gets, as long as you're alive, there is a way out. But that's the rub. You got to be alive. So as always, don't let your meat loaf.
Ooh, Mailman Podcast coming to you. Emily Man coming to you. Talking about Minnesota internet. If you don't like it, you can go to hell. Mailman Podcast coming to you. Emily